What's up, everybody? Today's topic, we are discussing backhand topspin ground strokes. All right, so when you're learning how to hit a topspin ground stroke, the first thing you need to understand is the difference between what a flat shot is, a shot that has no spin, and a shot that has topspin. So a flat shot is basically your racket face making direct contact with the ball. So a ball's coming towards your racket and you hit it straight on, flat racket face, and then you draw a straight line through the ball so that the ball flies in a straight line. When you're trying to hit with topspin, you're actually trying to brush over the top of the ball, and the purpose of brushing over the top of the ball is so that you can make the ball spin forward. The reason tennis players want to learn how to spin the ball forward is so that they can hit the ball higher over the net and they can hit it harder without the ball going out, okay? So now that you know the difference between a flat shot and a topspin shot, the next thing I want to discuss is the two main ingredients of topspin. How do you brush over the top of the ball? So if you want to brush over the top of the ball, the first thing you need to do is focus on the angle of your racket face. If the angle of my racket face is up, I'm going to be hitting the bottom of the ball. You see that? So then the ball will be going straight up in the sky. So if I want to make the ball spin forward, I need to go over the top of it, which means that the ideal angle of your racket face would probably be this. So slightly pointed down, all right? So that's the first main ingredient. The second main ingredient of topspin is the path of your racket that it takes. So on a flat shot, you're matching the height of the ball and drawing a straight line through it. On a topspin shot, you actually need to drop your racket face below the height of the ball and brush over the top of it, okay? So the timing can get a little tricky at times. So now that you know the difference between a topspin shot and a flat shot, and now that you know the two main ingredients of topspin, now we're going to branch off and talk about backhands, specifically backhands, all right? So I might do an instructional tutorial on one-handed backhands later on, but most players use two hands on their backhands, so today that's what I will discuss. So how do you hold a racket with two hands and make a racket angle that's suitable for topspin? With your right hand, you're going to need to hold, or not right hand, sorry, there's left-handed people too. With your dominant hand, you're going to hold the bottom of the grip with a continental grip. So I'm right-handed, so real quick, I'll show you guys what a continental grip is. So we got an octagon-shaped grip, and obviously an octagon has 8 sides. So we're going to label the top of the octagon 1, top right corner 2, right side 3, bottom right corner 4, bottom 5. So your index finger knuckle needs to be lined up with the top right corner, which is number 2, in order to hold the continental grip. So that's what I'm doing with my dominant hand on the bottom of the grip. So then my non-dominant hand, my left hand, is going to be placed on top of the racket, or not the racket, on top of the grip, in a way where my strings are pointed slightly down. So the ideal way to do that is to just kind of, so if we do the numbers again, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but going the opposite way for the left hand, you actually want to be all the way at number 3 or 4 for this one. So now that you got your both hands set, now your racket angle should be looking something like this, okay? So that's the angle of the racket. Now the racket preparation. So when you prepare your racket, again, I said that instead of matching the height of the ball like this, you need to drop your racket below the height of the ball. So the nice thing about learning how to hit topspin, you can do it by yourself. I have a couple of balls here behind me, so I'll quickly demonstrate how you should approach this if you're coming out onto a court by yourself. So watch this. I'm going to prepare with my right hand, drop the ball with my left hand, or you can even do it the other way around. I can even grab the top of my grip with my left hand and then drop the ball with my right hand in front of me like this, and then just step and try to brush the ball. So I'll play it in slow motion a couple times from different angles. Pay attention to how the racket drops below the height of the ball, and pay attention to the angle of the racket and how it's coming over the top of the ball every single time. Okay? All right, guys, so now that I've talked, the sun's in my face. Now that I've talked about the preparation of your racket and the way you should hold a racket, all that stuff, now I'm going to briefly discuss the swing. So the shape of your swing as you're following through is going to be a windshield wiping motion, like a windshield wiper in your car. And the best way to get a feel for it is by, I got really creative with this one. I put a ball in the fence. So watch this. So watch how I drop my racket below the ball, and I'm just going to practice brushing the ball with my strings and then making a rainbow shaped or windshield wiping, whatever you want to call it, motion. As long as it's circular, then you're getting a good feel for it. And you can't see from this angle, but if I were to do this from the side, you would see that there's actually a pretty good distance between me and the fence, because you don't want to brush really close to your body. You actually want to perform this brushing windshield wiping motion away from your body so that you can get the ball further, okay? Okay, real quick, before this video ends, I just want to share with you guys the most common mistake I see when my clients are trying to learn topspin forehands and backhands. And that mistake is late contact. So if I make contact late on a two-handed backhand, you'll notice my elbows are kind of bent. And then as a result of my arms being bent, my range of motion will be very small. So then with the small range of motion, you can't even get the ball anywhere, okay? So make sure when you're learning these shots that you're making contact out in front with straight arms. Otherwise, the ball won't go anywhere, okay? So the fence exercise that I showed you is great for this, as long as you keep your space from the fence and you're practicing the brush motion on the ball. Or if you're feeding the ball by yourself, just make sure to drop it or even toss it for as far out in front as possible so that you can reach for the ball, okay? Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Trying to provide you guys with as much value as possible. I hope that my explanations were clear, and I hope that if you're a beginner or intermediate player, that this helped you somehow. So if it did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will be back very soon for my next video. Thank you very much, guys.
Untitled Chapter.